Welcome back to Threshold of Revelation. This is session number 16, entitled Great Minds. Last session, the group was inside of the location on display, the Clockwork Lair. After solving the riddle of the Varrock door, they were able to open the mechanism, a strange mechanism with kind of inlaid traps. Hard to decipher how one would open the door without triggering the traps. But after the doors were opened, they decided to leave them open, kind of keep a watchful vigil over the doors and a rest inside of the place that they've determined as safe. They had to wait around to kind of begin a long rest due to the way the rules for D&D work. But during that kind of wait cycle, the doors started to close, so they rushed through and got onto the other side of the doors. The doors closed behind them, so they've placed their backs to the door and have kind of maintained a watch therein. I've had the crew roll random encounter rolls on the outside, as there was a pretty decent chance for them to have run afoul of some of the denizens of the lair beyond. But they were fortunate in their rolls, insanely fortunate, so I'm going to explain how that works. During that first watch, whoever is on first watch, it's completely pitch black down the hall. Solid blackness. What you've been able to decipher is that the portion of the structure that you're in and are close to seems to go about 40 feet or so, and looks like similar to the hallway that you first entered into. But at that 40-foot mark, it's like a cutoff. It goes from extremely ornate artifice and work to completely just strange stone structure that's not as worked or worked at all. There also appears to be a strange kind of spine-like smoothness and spine-like kind of center to the top of the tunnel that you're in. To kind of give you a mentality of what I'm kind of trying to relay here, if you're familiar with the movie Aliens, the ceiling of the tunnel ahead, past that 40-foot mark, has a very kind of like biomechanical, but made of stone kind of ceiling. During the first hour of your first watch, as everybody kind of settles down to kind of rest, there's sound. So everyone kind of goes quiet. You know you're not in any state to kind of engage with anybody. And you can't very much see too much beyond, but you hear what sounds like three individuals maneuvering about 100 feet out from you and talking, but the talking that you are able to kind of hear isn't a language that's known, and it's a bit more of kind of like a guttural kind of strange language.
Hold on now.
No,
Hold
I
on now.
guarantee
These
you
are things that happened before or during our long rest?
during a long rest.
Okay.
Okay, so
I-
this is all narrative.
I guarantee you the language in question is not one that anyone here knows. However,
Wait, can you just hold on for one little baby second?
all right, Andy.
How about that?
What?
Universal speech. You have
It's
gained
your
the ability
speech.
to make your speech.
Your speech.
Oh, my speech. Rah, rah. Okay. Crap. Okay. Sorry. Gotta try.
I thought he was looking for like comprehend language or something.
Also, they're 100 feet out, and et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, the point is the language sounds very guttural to whoever hears it. It sounds almost like grunting, but with like kind of inflections of a almost draconic nature. But even if you speak Draconic, you realize that Draconic is not being spoken here. There's just similar sounds that are being kind of enunciated here. That being said, during the second watch, everyone's very cautious and focused. Nothing regarding sounds or any kind of strange footsteps or what have you. And during the third watch, you're able to kind of muster down and continue your sleep, not knowing what hour it truly is out in the world beyond. I've not been down here for a long, long time, but now a long rest worth of time. You would be just where I left you. Door behind you, straight path before you, about 40 feet out. It changes from very worked, ornate, draconic structure to strange stonework with like a biomechanical ceiling. but still stone, not like actual metal or anything. How would you like to proceed?
Okay, this is just me for flavorful kind of wondering. Does it look like just rock, or is it actually like slimy, like the alien stuff, or is it not?
There's a wetness to it, but it's not like you went on the canal in the UK, like I did. You know how like the walls kind of have like this slickness to them because of the calcification. Like,
Okay.
Like it's
Yeah.
like there's a drippingness to it. It's not as slick, but there's certainly like kind of a sliminess to the ceiling.
Gross.
I would touch it and see if it's viscous.
It's more coarse. Actually, like touching it kind of pulls away with like a bit of like a gooiness, but the gooiness has like sediment in it.
Let's go
Taste
wash
it.
that off. Oh no.
It tastes
Good.
no, it tastes biological. That's the best way I'm going to be able to describe that without sounding gross.
It can go a lot of ways, but okay.
Yeah,
I
it
was
can
gonna
go.
say, that's like
Honestly, to not like say anything too terribly or horribly disgusting, it can go a lot of ways. It goes a lot of ways.
Alice, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't eat stuff off the ceiling.
could be an ingredient.
It is not.
Alice, I'm pretty sure. It's not an ingredient. At the end of the 40 feet passage, do we see anything?
So the passage continues for some time. It widens a bit up ahead, but nothing directly kind of within sight. Looks like it's going to go for a little while in this tunnel.
Do we have marching order? Does anybody have particularly good vision in the dark?
I have 120 feet.
I'm good.
I can go up front.
I'll hang back if that's cool.
I pop the goggles on and head ahead.
Oh, you got goggles. That's awesome. Does Ether have dark vision? He must,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
And I'll be number 3. I have dark vision. You said it's like single file corridor. Like it's pretty narrow.
It's not terribly narrow, no. It's pretty wide open, actually. It's about 40 feet wide or 20 feet wide.
Oh, okay. So we got lots of room.
Oh, yeah. And as you kind of continue on, the ceiling becomes a bit more... So, like, the ground is flat. The walls are kind of, flat. But the ceiling becomes a bit more rounded. And that core center point in the middle becomes a bit more pronounced the further you kind of go further in. It almost looks like a pipe, but it looks like a pipe that's kind of covered with this secretion that's kind of like calcified around it.
How high up is the ceiling? Like, can we still touch the pipe?
It's
Like,
about 10 feet, so you could definitely get up there if you get a boost.
well, I'm too short. I would ask Silas if he can reach, like, just to put his hand on the pipe and see if he can feel something, like if anything's flowing through the pipe or if it's like hollow. If he can feel like a vibration.
I'd go up and check out.
It definitely has a very light rumble to it, but it's really strange that the whatever's kind of grown around it, this rock formation's kind of grown around it. It feels like there's it's like a buffer. You're pretty sure that it's either greatly magnified, the rumble that you're feeling, like there's a lot moving through it, or it's just like a slight or de-escalation of the sound and the feel that's doing part to that. But you can definitely understand that, especially with Rolling Rock's assistance due to the nature of it being stone related, that there's some sort of dampening effect from the materia that's around it.
Yeah, that's fine. My goals. I just want to know if it was active, but yeah, whatever's this pipe is carrying, it's Essentially, it's functioning. It's working.
Correct.
Guess we'll find out.
Um,
We can ask those grunty boys what's in the pipe when
yeah, they're probably
we
cool.
run into them.
Okay.
Move on down the hallway.
All right. Bear with me. So as you kind of get ahead, you can see that there's a bit of a wind to it. It seems to kind of the path seems to turn towards the right. Looking at the ground, Uther would notice with his survival skill that there are footprints in and around this area, and he's noticed that there's some footprints that make their way back to where you came from, but there's none really that are not return trips, he says. He would explain that there appear to be barefooted humanoid individuals, no more than like 3 in groups that have moved towards the wall and moved back up from the wall or the door at points before your presence here.
They do appear to be human type feet.
He would kind of
Five toes.
Yeah, he'd point them out to
Standard
you,
shape?
and they definitely do have the very typical kind of human footprint.
Okay.
They're larger than most human feet that you've seen. They're probably closer to on par with Uther's foot size.
And I know it's kind of backtracking a little bit. When we were by the door, did we see a way to open it from the inside?
Great question. Go ahead and make an Arcana roll. If you have it, if you're untrained in it, you have disadvantage.
16?
With disadvantage.
Yep.
I was.
Pretty good. So
Very clever boy.
from what you can tell on the back side is there are mechanisms to open it, but it looks like there is a code that's required. There's 4 levers that kind of pull up into the center, similar to the ones outside. They're not as large as the ones outside. They look like you can kind of like grab a hold of it, slide it into place, but it looks like there needs to be an order of them slotting into position.
Gotcha. Okay. That either means these people know the code and are choosing, or they're going just to check in every once in a while, or they don't know the code and they got trapped down here and we don't know how long they've been down. That's my 2 working theories. They're probably both completely wrong, but
If they've never passed that door, who's to say? When we heard voices, we never saw figures
No, they
during
were
our rest.
too far out, and I think the highest dark vision is like what 100 and something.
120 feet.
20 or something.
Yeah, they were outside of that.
Okay.
So you would have seen that the kind of turn in the path was probably about 200 feet or so out, and based on the sounds, that's probably where they were when they had those grunty dialogues.
Gotcha. Okay.
Really, only one way to go currently, unless we want to try throwing switches in
Yeah, but
random order.
we don't know what happens if we mess that order up. We could mess
Yeah.
the order up and summon something or keep ourselves locked down here for longer than if we'd walk forward.
Okay. So you do have the option of moving forward. I just need to know: are you moving forward stealthily, or are you just moving forward?
Uther's surprisingly stealthy. I think he'd want to sneak up that way to try to get an eye out,
Okay.
at least
Yeah.
towards where that pass is, that turn in the passage is.
Okay. Go ahead and have Uther make a stealth check.
Stealth check. 20.
Okay. As he comes out into an end to the passway, he would see that he's kind of coming into a room, probably about 30 or 40 feet wide, 30, 40 feet long. Not really square, kind of more just like a weird, natural kind of carved out shape. To the left, there's a pathway. In this kind of near center of the room, a large column, natural in creation, but still present. There appear to be 5 individuals in the chamber, He hasn't gotten too close to them, but what he notices is that they are eyeless. They have kind of a grayish skin, mottled grayish skin, with patches of draconic scales all about their kind of body, almost like a rash, but scaly. But yeah, their eyes are completely like sealed over.
It doesn't look like anything's like medically wrong with them. You're describing how the actual race looks.
Yeah, just describing what they look like. I mean,
Okay.
but it definitely does look. I mean, to someone who would be kind of coming from a like a perspective, the Goliath would probably look at these and they look like Goliaths that have these strange patchwork of draconic scales and these weird long kind of black bits of hair that are kind of in like a balding pattern, like they're missing a lot of the tops of their hairs, but not like, it doesn't look like they're intentionally shaving it. It looks like they've just gone balding.
What are they doing in the room? Can he see them? I'm assuming he can see them.
It looks like they're just milling about. He can't really tell without getting too much closer. His dark vision's 60 feet. He probably is seeing them at like the edge of his dark vision. He's not really getting a lot of detail here. I'm not gonna say he moves in closer or does anything active.
I don't think he should. Would he though?
There's 5 of them. It's the total.
I'm
count
in charge of that today, so no, he's not. He's gonna sneak on back down this way and explain it to the rest of us.
Okay.
Hearing that nobody's familiar with what kind of a creature this is.
Be another Arcana roll.
Just him.
Sure.
Anybody can make the Arcana roll, but again, if you're not trained in it for this specific instance, you have disadvantage.
Understood.
Yay.
Are you trained in Arcana, Andy?
Jack of all trades.
Neat.
Doesn't count as trained.
Fudge.
Looks like our highest is 14.
Okay. So, Ezekiel, you've heard of creatures that live in subterranean lairs. Some are known as troglodytes. Others are known as like grimlocks. And others still are kind of like the more not bestial minded cultures, which are like the Dwergar, the Svirfneblin, all the other kind of foul deep races that exist. You aren't sure what these are. You definitely know they're not Dwergar or Svirfneblin. They could be troglodytes. They could be the other things I had said. Can you see okay, Andy?
Steam's being a jerk for me. I'm not sure what's going on.
Steam.
Deep.
I'm sorry, not Steam. Roll 20.
Okay.
Yeah, roll 20 just shit the bed on me too.
Hold on. I'm trying to reload it.
Keep saying that it's slowing down Firefox. Just stop it.
Okay, I'm able to see now, and
Okay.
it looks like we're getting organized here.
Cool.
It's just very slow.
So yeah, if you were to rush out, I'm just giving you sight because Uther would have seen it. He would have also seen that there's a strange glowing pool of water up in the corner.
Okay. So they weren't in a room, they were just in this is more worked cave kind of
Yeah, it's kind of a room
situation.
because it doesn't go like behind them and to the south. It doesn't go anywhere. There's just the door to the
Okay.
north.
Okay. Sorry, I hear room and I think it's like a built structure.
Fair enough. So yeah, cavern.
So we don't know about troglodytes beyond. They do exist, and that's probably them. We're not sure if they would be friendly. We're not sure if we can actually speak to them.
Well, we go their conversation earlier. We at least might not be able to understand them unless they were just,
I mean, I have that
talking
ability.
like that for nothing.
If you want to try to talk at them, we're not going to be sure what they're saying.
So again, I'm just going to put it up here. You Choose one or more creatures within 60 feet, up to an equal number.
And you said these things had their eyes were like grown over. They were eyeless. So probably blind sight or something of that ilk.
Which is why I said Uther didn't move forward. Yeah.
Right.
Did you put us on a different? You put us on a different page, I assume.
Yeah. Do you see it? Okay.
We're in the bottom
Yeah.
left.
I'm
Whatever,
pinging, I'm pinging.
Whatever screen you put us on, just like made my roll 20 shit the bed. It said no.
Is
Absolutely
it still
not.
doing it?
It's too cool. I don't want to upload it.
Is it still not working?
Mine just came up.
I'm just experiment. Like I tried loading a different game to make sure it wasn't like on my end, and I was able to. So I'm coming back in. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Let's do Theater of the Mind until it decides to load.
They're not pretty looking, I'll tell you that.
But it's clear they see us.
No, it's not. Clear
we
yet.
we haven't gone up there. We're seeing what Uther
Okay.
saw when he approached.
Okay.
Right.
So we're still a couple 100 feet back,
Got it.
talking with Uther about what he saw here. Do we all want to go together to try to speak to them?
Better that than only one and we got ambushed. Well, I mean, attacked by a group of them, yeah. And we, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you expect to happen when you go up there and speak a language and we don't understand what they're saying in return?
I presumably I'd be able to translate that, right? And
No,
I'd be able to.
Absolutely
no.
not.
No, that's
So-
what he said. You can speak. but
It's
you don't know what they're
one-sided.
saying.
Yeah, it's like if we meet a creature that like
The
We
chosen
just
creatures
give it,
can
like-
magically understand you.
Okay, well, I guess we'd have to judge from their reaction. That's an option. We don't have to do that at all. We could just
Yeah, and
do something else.
I want to stress something here. Any creature. So just a heads up there. You don't have to use it on creatures that have a language. That's the power of that ability. You can talk to animals. You could talk to plants. You could talk to, an engine.
I did not know that.
a
Yeah.
sword.
The College of Eloquence's ability is very much I can talk to something to make it know what our purpose is. So if it's a creature that doesn't typically talk, that's why that's really good.
Okay, got it.
Does it work on deaf things?
So I would say no, because it says make your speech intelligible.
Okay.
Mm,
Just asking.
Yeah. And
Yeah, we're really
It's worth a try at least.
one-handed talking to him, or we're going up there potentially to just fight.
Yes, if they don't attack us immediately when we walk in, we can try to have Nix explain to them that we kind of just got trapped down here. Maybe they'll, maybe they're really nice people. Maybe they'll just leave us out,
Maybe
you
they
know?
speak another language. Maybe we just caught him at the wrong
Yeah,
time.
maybe Nix will be like, I don't understand what the other thing you were saying is.
Do you
and he'll
speak
be like,
common?
and they'll be like, oh, sorry, and they'll just out of nowhere just speak Elvish to us or something.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
He's
You
saying that's
gotta
could
trust
definitely
your
happen.
neighbor.
And we won't know until we do it.
I don't want to live in a world where you can't just go talk to people that live underground and have no eyes. Okay.
Yeah. What would be the point?
I mean, we could also just like bash their heads in. Look pretty ugly.
It's on the back burner.
Okay.
Can't
so
talk to them. They can't talk to us. Talk with them.
I just want to make sure
Sound friendly.
you're approaching in about the same fashion, right? That I've got there Ezekiel, Rolling Rock, Silas up front, the rest in the back. Is that fair?
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you approach, the one that's kind of closest to the doorway kind of moves its head to the side. Its very large, strange ears kind of like turning, almost like a fox's ears, in the direction that you're in. And as you kind of get into within 30 feet of it and are preparing to kind of start talking to it or seeing how it reacts, it immediately starts making this sound at you. and you see the other ones come around the way with these very strange kind of weapons, very crude, kind of handmade weapons.
A
As they
beautiful language.
all start kind of making the same sound at you. And it looks like they're getting ready to fight you. So that's true. That is what's happening. They are getting ready to fight you. I'll move this guy back a little bit. Since
Nix, what did you say?
he wouldn't have
I
been-
mean, I just said, I'm a bug.
Good morning, filthy tunnel dwellers.
I hate to bug you
Oh
about
my god,
this,
get
but-
out of here. So that I guess you're number 4 for the party of dad puns.
What?
Oh,
The best party ever.
so Andy, Kevin, Elizabeth, Josh, and now you. And then I would put I think probably Tom as the 6th person just to like kill him with funds. So the creatures in question are kind of like this. That's what they
Oh,
look
They're
like.
joining
not
us soon
troglodytes.
enough.
That's where we got mistaken.
Trogdor!
Troglodytes would have been much kinder.
And I also am having Roll20 fun times. It's trying to load stuff, and that's not happening. So Roll20 is the problem today. That said, as we continue to use Roll20, they are wanting to fight you. So roll that beautiful bean footage.
1, 2, 3. Holy moly.
Everybody on?
I think so.
Okay. Uther, you're up first.
Uther. I think. What kind of ceiling have we got in here?
Ceiling similar to the one in the tunnel, except it's obviously not linear. It definitely has kind of points it kind of comes up to and then kind of dips down that are like stalagmites, or stalactites rather, but they are kind of like weirdly veiny. They almost look like dark mantles from before, but they don't seem to be dark mantles.
What kind of height on the ceiling? Is it still only 10 or so feet?
It's about 10, 15 feet in between there. Kind of varies
With
between-
his wall crawling abilities and 35 move speed, could he reasonably get to a place of cover behind a stalactite?
Yeah, I mean, if he's up on the ceiling and kind of here-ish, he'd be in cover from these three. But honestly, having an army in front of him is probably better for him.
Having a what?
An army, you guys, in front of him.
Yeah, fine. Okay, he'll just shoot at the one at top.
You're like, I want to do something. I want to do something cool.
Turn 1, shoot. If you hit, mark it and do an extra d6.
And then
I've got
also,
notes.
you have Dread Ambusher, which means you get a 3rd attack during your first round of combat.
Yes. Longbow?
Which one? Are you?
27 will hit.
This one?
The northernmost.
Okay. 8 damage and an extra d6.
D6. For 10 total.
Okay. He's still
And
standing.
then he attacks 2 more times.
On the last, or on this next attack, he'll do an extra d8 damage with Dreadful Ambusher.
So a d8? Or is it the
No
next
worries.
attack after this one?
Yeah, it would have been this one, but it's not important. As you kind of fire the second shot, it goes right through him. The first one kind of knocks him back against the wall. The second one pins him to it. And then the 3rd attack would be without any special benefit. Either there
Oh
or
yeah, let's go with that guy. 12.
that'll hit.
No shit.
And he does an extra d6 here, I think. No, only on the one. Okay,
Okay.
7. All right. Next up is Nyx. That one's very well wounded. The one to the
Which
south.
one? Which one? The south?
Yep.
Are we sure they wanted a fight? They don't seem
Well,
willing and good at fighting.
they haven't had a chance yet.
Just because
Okay.
you're not good at fighting doesn't mean you don't want to fight. There's like
I feel
hundreds of
bad.
documented cases of people thinking they're tougher than they are, getting their shit pushed in. Like,
No, I'm aware of that. It's,
So if these
damn, dude.
creatures cannot hear, it's really gonna bug me.
I love it.
They can hear.
Are you sure?
they can hear.
You talk to them.
I did not talk to them.
Their ears seem to be very functional.
Holy crap! Roll 20 is. Oh, it did. Okay, 28 to hit.
Yeah, you kind of
12.
throw
Interesting.
forward the note. It slashes through this creature. You watch as it kind of causes his like hair and a bit of the scales to kind of fly off for a second, and then in the next like flash of a second, you watch as his body kind of spirals apart as you split him in two with the sharp note.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right, Nick's done rolling rock up. Unless Nick, you have anything else?
Yeah, I would actually. We're gonna Bardic Inspire. I think I could do that on my. That's just a bonus action, right? Yeah. So we're gonna Bardic Inspire Ezekiel.
Okay. So rolling rock.
Bonus action, Shalala. I guess this guy's the only. Oh,
Yeah, there's 5.
Where'd you go?
There's
He did say
more.
5. I didn't see where any of the other 2 were.
Now it's a dance party.
You're gonna do great, bud. They're soft as hell.
Swing.
Let's do a. It's actually, 10 feet. Let's do a earth tremor.
Okay.
10 feet.
Go ahead and throw it so I know what I need to roll.
6 bludgeoning damage, DC 15 dex save, knocked prone on a failure.
They all fail.
And because I'm level 6, it's extra, we're rocking and rolling, so they'll take 1d6 of aftershock damage if they fail a strength save of 50.
Okay, rolling it. That's a fail on all 3 parties.
So another 6.
So as you kind of rush forward with the glowing stein, you kind of slam it down, and the earth kind of splits out from you underneath them. You watch as as the rupture kind of hits his leg snaps backwards so far it actually comes back around, and his whole forward body kind of slams face into the splitting rocks. The other 2 seem to be just kind of thrown back against the walls, and you watch as their back ends kind of splatter open against the back wall. This kind of bright, vibrant red. All 3 of them just kind of slurry down from their respective dead positions into the now difficult terrain you just created.
Feel the power of Urs.
After that kind of flash, boom, boom, boom of combat, you realize that it goes very quiet in the immediate aftermath, Bodhi. And you're kind of like listening, but there's no sound or anything. Just very quiet. I mean, you can hear yourself thinking,
drop.
and you can hear yourself, but it's very quiet. It's like they're all dead now, and there's no sound in this area. But yeah, combat's over.
Guess I'll take a look at the bodies,
Okay,
see what they were carrying, what they were doing down here.
I'm gonna have that pause there for you.
Sure.
Chody, what are you doing in the immediate aftermath?
I'm just looking shocked at how quickly they were. I'll look down at this glowing thing down here beside me.
Okay, the water.
I thought we were negotiating.
Oh, sorry, no, not the water. Sorry, okay, I got you.
The little clover looking thing.
Yep, perfect. Not Ezekiel. Andy, Nyx.
He strums his lute. He's looking up at those stalactites. Is that the one?
Yeah, it's that weird.
Tights, hang on tight.
Something strange.
Yeah, it's the ceiling kind of has the same biomechanical features to it that the hallway did, but instead of kind of going in a specific direction, they just kind of form these kind of points above you. Not a bunch of them, just 3 total.
So he strums his lute and he looks up.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. And then Ezekiel.
And this way looks like a pathway.
There does look like a path away there.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand here and kind of watch in case something comes around the corner or anything. Because it's really quiet in here, like eerily so. So
Okay.
just be on guard there.
I'm gonna do my best here. How many arrows is U3 able to recover?
Uther will recover.
He fired 3.
Roll. Nope. He's gonna get 2 of them back. One of them's gone.
Nice. Gotta be careful with
And Rolling Rock. Anything you want to
your
check out?
resources.
Is this like a pool of liquid?
Yep. You want to check it out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So first things first. Silas, as you look at this, it's about 2 feet off the ground. It looks like it's made out of stone, but it has the same kind of biomechanical structuring to the ceiling, or like the ceiling does. In its center, there's kind of a small dip into it, maybe about 6 to 8 inches deep, and it's kind of in this clover leaf pattern that's been that's showing on the thing. It's filled with the glowing blue liquid. It looks like water, but it has this kind of strange luminescence to it. I would say that the liquid kind of glow is not too dissimilar from the glow of Residuum. It's just this strange kind of magical glow. And as you're looking at it, you can see that there's something inside of it that's kind of swimming around. Looks like these very small kind of like worms or something. Not a shit ton of them. Probably only like a handful of them. Okay, and then
Yeah, I'd just look at it. I wouldn't be too concerned with it then.
absolutely, Bodhi, you kind of move over to the bodies and start checking them out. Uther as well, and you would notice that they are kind of similar to the picture that I posted, but something strange that you two kind of quickly kind of pick up on and are kind of confused at. It's not the same on each eye for any of them, but you see that there's this strange kind of bulb around like the tear duct, or where the tear duct would be, and like the skin that's kind of grown up around the strange bulb seems to have kind of grown over it like a wound healing. Looking at the bulb, Uther actually notices that it's not like a plant or anything, or like a growth from the body. It appears to be like an insectoid or kind of like larval thing that's been injected into the
Oh, it's a bot. They got bot flies.
tear duct. Do you wish to have either of the characters extract it?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I can try to remove it without
You can make,
rupturing anything.
you can make either a medicine, nature, or arcana check, your choice. And again,
I
depending on the skill
think-
chosen.
I think Uther will do nature with a
Okay.
14.
Okay. As he kind of maneuvers, he kind of pulls out a dagger, kind of starts slitting at the eye a little bit, and kind of starts focusing on the creature, not really worrying about the destruction of the guy's face.
Right.
Extracting it, it's a lot longer than you anticipated, because it's only like maybe half an inch kind of displaying out the eye socket. But as he kind of cuts around it and then pulls it out, it's a good 6 inches long. It's kind of
Goes in its brainstem or something.
it was like in the brain, yeah. It looks like it's
Yeah.
got a solid kind of calcification to it, similar to the tunnels outside. But at the end of it, there appear to be 4 little, like, still slightly moving, like worm-like structures around like an almost lamprey-like mouth.
I'm going to assist him in sealing that in a glass jar
Okay.
for study.
Go and put unknown larva in.
Hell yeah. I got so much cool stuff in my inventory, guys.
I like things that aren't in the player's handbook on my item list. It's super fun.
I've got ounce of Soulwell creature, supremely colored red potion, ever burning torch. What else was there? An ounce of vitae. It's a good time. Gross.
Nick's
Study
okay.
having a look at it, does it seem familiar in any way as far as flora, fauna?
So lore-wise, I mean, obviously, me mentioning 4 tentacles around a lamprey-like mouth, D&D player's mentality goes immediately to an illithid or mind flayer. I do
Sure.
want to stress in my campaign setting, first off, they're not common. Not at all, because the ones that arrived here are the only ones that exist here, and breeding for them has been a problem. But in character, kind of looking at primers, it's definitely aberrant in nature. Next, you kind of look at the ceiling structure, and you would recognize that the structure here is not too dissimilar from Dromite methodology of shaping stone. There are some members of Dromite Society who have the ability to crunch stone, and crunching stone in Dromite Society is kind of like a method of chewing rock and creating kind of like a slick of stone. Only some certain casts, I can't remember which one the earth cast was, have the ability to kind of mold earth in this way. But it does look like a similar process is being kind of indentured here in this structure. Rolling Rock, the pool that you're kind of looking at, clear water, it does seem to kind of go down a bit. Like there's a possible exit point at some point lower here. The water is the same kind of crystal clear that the river water was that was flowing into the chamber outside. However, there's this just strange glow to it that is not something that was present in the clockwork chamber.
I drink some.
Okay, it tastes pretty good.
Does my tongue
the
start
water?
glowing?
No, it doesn't start sparkling. It definitely starts tingling, but it's more kind of like you drink a soda pop versus like anything else.
I want sparkling
So
water.
To magically
I'm
sparkling.
not keen on what you've done. Can I take a closer look at some of the others and see perhaps how the bulb got into their eye? It does look like it's present on each of them, right?
Yeah, if you want to, Bodhi, you can go ahead and make a medicine check to try and determine how it's come to be.
So I was curious if it was like a surgical fuck 6.
You're not sure. It definitely looks like someone just kind of put it in. Like on the extraction process that youth are engaged in, it almost looks like someone shot it into their eyeball.
Okay. I don't like this.
For Ezekiel, you do see kind of up ahead, off to the side there, as you're kind of looking, there does appear to be another one of the cloverleaf stations.
Okay. I'll just stay on guard, just ready in case something comes around. 'Cause they made a pretty lot of noise, so no telling what they alerted.
Yeah, it did cause a little earthquake. That's my bad.
I would like to look down a little lower to the south, John.
There's not much that way. It's a dead end.
Okay.
I know.
Is this anything like, or is this just a rock?
Just rocks.
Okay, is that white thing kind of stood out?
It
Yeah.
does stick out.
It might have been
Um,
something that they had included into their weaponry.
John, can I get vision for Uther?
Oh yeah, sure.
Same with Silas, please.
Should be good. All right.
You all ready to move up?
Yeah, Uther's gonna, I guess, sneak around. He'll probably be on the ceiling or something. He likes doing that.
Okay. Well, the ceiling does actually get a little bit higher in this next chamber, and Ezekiel, as you're kind of moving into it, you would notice that. Hold on a second here.
I do not have vision off of Uther.
Why?
I don't know. I thought I did. Unless Roll20 is being silly.
Same thing with Silas.
Roll20 is being silly.
It is 100% being silly because there's like this line that's existing on the
Yeah,
left side.
you've got this.
Yeah, I thought this
straight
was
line
like
here.
there's gonna be a dramatic
you guys are
reveal or
tracing it
something.
too.
Yeah, so I was thinking like there's a big door there. That's why when you said I could see that, I was like, huh?
Take your time.
Okay, hold on.
Technical issue.
I'm gonna start messing with the lighting structure here. Actually, no, I'm not, because Roll20 is being annoying again.
This map was too powerful.
It shouldn't have been.
Power,
Too many
too
good
powerful
items there.
for you, adventurer.
You swapped us maps?
Yeah, so you couldn't see what I'm doing on the side.
Yeah, no worries.
Give me a couple seconds. Talk amongst yourselves.
How did that water taste, Rolling Rock?
Like a Perrier or like a Buble. The Michael Bublé water.
Okay. That's
Sparkling,
fancy.
refreshing.
Did it taste blue? It looked blue.
Indeed. Thought I was gonna turn my tongue blue, but it didn't. Just like fizzed, and then that was exciting.
Strange cave water.
Get what you paid for.
The incandescent beverage.
Like I felt like I was gonna one up. Like
Correct,
Silas like
figure.
licked the goo off the thing. I was like, man, this guy's out here doing this stuff. I want to.
Oh,
Do that
Silas.
shit.
Silas was licking stuff too.
Well, he licked the goo off the pipe.
Oh, you did
Yeah.
lick goo off the.
He's got
okay.
those hungry jaws.
Like he's gonna
I
eat
forgot
weird
about
stuff.
the
I'm
ceiling
like,
juice.
I'm a dwarf. I gotta drink the weird stuff.
I like to sample different slimes and
All
sludges
kinds of stuff in that stein.
that I
I
find
didn't
on
even get to
surfaces.
sling my swords at these guys. I didn't get to attack at all. I just got to stand there.
I thought it was
I
more like,
feel-
the mushrooms, like a fungus growth or something that I could use to cook with.
No.
I feel just bad for those guys.
They absolutely got bodied, yeah.
Who got bodied? Oh, the troglodytors?
I mean, out of character,
Yeah, the
they're
truck
probably
guys.
just like drudges for whatever mind flayer is running this place.
It
How
seemed
dare
like
you.
there was some mind control shenanigans potentially.
They do be liking their slaves.
Indeed. Because they are losers. Sorry, bear with me here.
No, you're good. We're just trying to keep the silence down.
While having
Does anybody need any arrows? Uther's got 228 still.
Well, don't we have a magical crossbow with like rechargeable arrows as well? Or did we not take 2 of those?
there's 2 heavy crossbows that have
Battery pack.
battery packs.
Packs. Yeah, I thought we had something like that.
Blah blah blah. Sorry,
I got some cool stuff from Leveland. How about you guys? Did you get cool stuff from Leveland?
So cool.
I haven't leveled yet.
I got my aftershock feature, which is fun.
Is
Plus
that what
a-
that was with the?
Yeah, it's just
Earthshake?
like I make like mini earthquakes whenever I cast a spell.
That's neat. What's the size on that?
10 feet.
I got some healing boost. So hopefully that pays off.
It's some cool techniques.
I like it.
Yeah.
And I can channel divinity twice now, so I can make lots of difficult terrain.
I think there are maybe larger internet issues. My speed is just really like a third of what it should be. Some web pages are having trouble loading.
Absolutely. The thing I'm doing right now is to try and calm it a bit and help out. Is I had gone kind of a little far in a couple of places on the drawing of the dynamic lighting. So I'm currently just retconning it so that it's done simply. Do you see everything or just...
Yeah, the door, the invisible wall is
We
gone.
can, yeah, it's
Yeah.
out.
Okay, we're better.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
See my man Skelly up here.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Cool. Yeah, so some of the pillars will not be there just to kind of help with the bandwidthing issues.
Gotcha. Was it just too many objects for light?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I guess users just kind of scout stealthily, quietly
Okay.
along the ceilings. If we see anything
Yeah, so you
more
either
on the floor.
would see that there's a skeleton kind of in the fetal position over in the corner. Over this way. The walls in this structure are very much alienified. And you can see that they're like these large kind of spines that jut out. And it's almost like there are areas where there's like alcoves. And in one such alcove, I would say it would be this one here. You would see another one of the creatures that we've discussed, or rather we've murdered, kind of just standing there. He's just standing in the alcove.
He didn't have any reaction to ether passing by overhead.
Doesn't seem to be moving. Definitely has a look upon his face that would denote like sleeping almost. He kind of has like a sleeping face on it.
Interesting.
Do we adopt him?
I'm not Kevin.
Call me crazy. I'm gonna sneak towards him and try to get a good look at him while he's.
I'm surprised I didn't get a smile out of Andy on that. Or at least a hey now, leave Kevin alone.
Leave Kevin alone.
He's great. He's good peeps. Sorry, so you were saying, Zach, I was doing memes.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to get a better look at him and try to sneak
Yep.
up towards him.
Yeah, he doesn't have
See
any
if
reaction.
I could see.
There doesn't seem to be any kind of light in his well, not his eyes, but like it doesn't
Right.
seem to be any light in his like he just seems to be kind of breathing in a
Mhm.
catatonic state.
Just
Standing
stand by.
though.
Does he have the bulb in his face?
He does, but you can see that it seems to be wriggling a bit.
The bulb itself is wriggling.
Yeah, the like end piece is kind of moving in his eye.
Gross. And we didn't see any kind of movement from the other ones, despite the one that we put in the jar. It
The-
still seemed to have a little
The
life to it.
tentacles were moving, but not the back end.
The roots, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Huh. This one, yeah, it seems to be kind of wriggling there in the, for lack of a better term, eye socket. And yeah, he's not really moving or anything. He's just standing there.
Do we squish him?
Do you have any other questions about him before squishing?
I almost want to extract it again.
Just take his
'Cause
head
I don't-
off.
I don't know
It'll
what
make
these
it
things
easier.
are doing.
If you want to extract him, like I'm pretty good with a scalpel medicine. We could take the head
If
off.
you wouldn't mind, yeah.
Do you want to try and see if you can't make a medicine check to extract the thing? Okay, make a medicine check as you kind of start to do the survey work.
I'm gonna.
Uther's
can
gonna
I,
have
hit
a
myself
arrow
with a-
trained
with a-
on this.
It's probably gonna be pretty tricky. Can I hit myself with a guidance before I start?
You can do what you want.
All right, I'm gonna hit myself with a guidance before.
It's just clever.
This is pretty tricky. But you'd be surprised, these stubby fingers. It can be
Do you want me to give you a bardic inspiration before you do that?
Probably a good idea. I'm probably not.
Yeah,
Good.
so I'll give you a bardic inspiration as well.
All right,
Let's
so
pump the
D4
numbers.
and
It is a D8.
D4 from the
Guidance.
guidance.
And D8 from the bardic.
Oh, okay.
Holy moly.
Do you want to use...
I am a doctor.
Can you roll a guidance for me, please? And do you wish to use the bardic inspiration or no?
Just use it.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Okay.
Another 8, so that's
35.
35.
Sufficient.
I am a doctor.
Sufficient on the DC. So this one seems to be very different than the last one. It appears that as you're kind of looking at it initially, you realize that it is not kind of tubed rock towards the core. It appears that whatever this larva is seems to be a bit more natural, not stone. You would notice that this individual's fingers, his pinkies on both hands, have rotted and fallen off on both hands. You would also notice that there's this very strange kind of shaping around the jawline of this individual. Hardly noticeable because his matted hair is kind of like there on his face. But as you brush the hair away to look at it and get more of an understanding, you can see that it appears that inside of his mouth is changing, is different. But like as you're kind of looking at it, you can see that there's like some sort of transformation that's going on. You then get to work opening up his face, and as you do so and extract the thing, you would notice that this one appears to be more pink in coloration and has like two little bulbous eyes near the head structure. And I hate to do this with everything that happened for Roll20, but I gotta use the restroom real quick. Be right back. I'm sorry.
What a
it came out of nowhere. I'm sorry. Bear with me for just a moment. So sorry.
So
So if you want to keep this one, I'd suggest filling up one of your jars with the liquid, and then we'll put this live one in there if you want to keep it alive as like a sample.
Might not be a bad idea.
Like out of character, I know it's Ceramorphosis is what's happening.
Is
Also,
it
check
what?
out my boy Scalia.
Ceramorphosis is the process of a tadpole being put into a humanoid to turn that humanoid into a mind flare.
That's
Okay.
right. I do
Let
remember
me see if
that.
I can find a GIF for you. Pretty great.
So you didn't just drink that, right?
He drank something similar, and that's why I was worried.
So it might not be considered poison.
We just need to get him good and drunk and sauced and make sure his body's not a habitable place for
I wasn't drinking out of the tadpole pool. I was drinking out of like a little stream. It was like fizzy. Pretty sure. It said it was like flowing like to an exit. It wasn't just like a pool of tadpoles.
Oh, dead air, huh?
These are my favorite monsters in D&D.
Mind flares? Or
Mind flayers, I think they're so cool. I really do.
they're neat looking.
So if you look
They've
in our
got a
chat,
look.
you can like link the image, but you have to click on it. But like that's the tadpole that he's describing.
Gross.
Okay, cool.
Let me find Ceramorphosis because they actually there's a video of it.
Oh, it's the whole
It's
Baldur's
gonna
Gate
be
thing.
gross.
Yeah, exactly. Andy knows.
So, do we want to shut this operation down? Do we want to just gather info and beat feet?
No, we should shut
I
this.
don't know
We
enough
gotta shut
about
this
mind
shit down.
flayers.
We kill it all.
Do we know what mind flayers are in this world? And like, would we know?
I think the fact that we don't know means we don't know. In the campaign, he did flat out tell us that they're extraordinarily rare and not reproducing well. This is them trying to reproduce right here. So I'm not keen on it.
So
I'll let the mind flayers know
yeah.
that we can like our bodies can be reconstructed. They'll see us as like an infinite cycle of bodies.
Oh
for them
yeah,
to
we
create.
don't want them to know about that.
Yeah, they could infect us. It would
I
We're
turn
a
our
mind flayer
body.
factory.
Our spirit would then reform into another body, and then they could do it again. So we can't let them. If there's a Sowell here, it would be very, very dangerous for us to stay.
Sorry about that.
That's up. That's cool. You're good.
Okay, so yeah, it's more pinkish, and it's kind got like weird little eyes. You'd also notice that the brain it was connected to was changing also. Like it seems like there were, as you kind of extracted it off of it, there were like lacings around the brain that you could see from the eye socket. Almost as if it was kind of like netting around the brain.
And the little guy is still, he's pretty like alive and wriggling.
No, once you extract him off of the brain, he dies.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, if you want the sample,
I'm okay.
Oh,
with
yeah, I'll
it.
still bottle it. Yeah.
yeah, bottle 'em. Pink version.
Tequila?
That's not a bad idea. I could make a tequila with a tadpole in it. That could sell.
That'd be a good way to raise your intelligence.
For Pete's sake, don't eat the worm.
That's a great idea.
Mind
First
Flayer
drink.
Tequila.
Yep. Just have to think of a good name.
I'm gonna Google that and make sure that that's not something already. Player Tequila.
The Grimlock fella, he's
Not.
dead. He's done for.
So we need to copyright that. Yeah, he's so dead. Mind Flayer Tequila. Don't eat the worm. That's the motto, the slogan. Anywho.
We're gonna make a new alcohol. It's gonna be all the craze.
That's Rolling Rock Brewing.
Rolling Rock. But yeah, he died also, yeah.
Okay, well,
Having my boy Skelly up here.
Looks like one of the creatures in question, one of these Grimlocks. But he's been dead for a long, long time, and it looks like he, according to the layout of his bones, just curled up and died. Yep.
I would move a little
so
further.
bad
down
for these
the
guys.
hall.
Okay. To the left, there looks like there's a passway, and to the right, or kind of directly on, rather, there looks like there's a passway. The ground level kind of shifts in different locations. Up ahead, there's kind of like a dip, and you can see another corpse or skeleton body, and it looks very much similar, like someone just curled up in the fetal position and died. This one is closer to one of the pools.
I would like to go up to the corpse and look at its eyes, since everyone's been looking at eyes.
Yep. It looks like there's no kind of like the eye sockets are very limited. But what you're noticing is there's this strange like stone tube that's inserted in the eye. It looks like it breaks the back, like you know how a skull, like there's like a back kind of cavity of stone where the eye kind of settles in, but there's like a hole in the back. Well, there's a second hole that appears to kind of right around the tear duct.
What do I see down there on the right?
Hold on a second here. Looking to the right, you'd actually hear sounds, kind of like scurrying. But it seems that every time you kind of look to the sound, you don't really see anything. It just sounds like there's something kind of like running around, like a skittering, some sort of bug-like, or maybe like animal-like movement.
I would motion to the group that I hear something.
Real fast, while I'm thinking about it, I think my token doesn't have dark vision because I'm still connected to Rolling Rock, so I'm seeing his vision. But whenever I move my character away, it doesn't move any.
120 dark vision, right?
Yep, I could be just having roll 20 issues, which is possible.
I just reset it. It was at 120, but do you have it now?
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay, that's really
Roll
weird.
20 issues. Okay, so we have obviously the main path. And
Mhm.
if anybody wants to do side quests, we have to go this way or this way. If anybody's wanting to do some side quests.
I don't know for sure.
Oh, this place 3 spooky, 5 me.
Yeah, this got very spooky. I thought we were doing like mechanical stuff, and now it's
Yeah, like mechanical dragons.
Geiger.
Some
What's that
Giger
place
shit,
where
yeah.
you go through Dormer ruins and you always end up in that like really shitty place in Skyrim?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
I can't
stairwells
remember
are.
the name of it.
What's that?
It's a column.
Okay.
I just again took away the lighting to save resources.
With our vision, I can see a pool up there.
Yeah, there's a pretty decent sized pool up ahead, and due to the limitations in lighting that I had to kind of set, some of these pools are actually emitting light. So,
I mean, these shamrocks mean good luck, right?
looking in the shamrocks, you can see that there are these small little kind of like almost like the size of maggots, kind of swimming around inside of the water.
Not good luck, says Nyx.
But not like a shit ton of them. Like it's just like a couple, like a handful at most. Not a handful of maggots. I mean like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Bodhi, do you want like? Are you to try to catch a live one? Like stick your jar in there, corral one in with the liquid.
Do you think they would survive?
I don't know. But
Yeah,
it's
you're
kind of
right.
like I'm
I got-
thinking.
I
I'm
got jars.
using fish logic. Like you got to give them a little habitat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up and check this pool out, party members.
Okay.
Is it a basin enough that I can?
Go ahead. Finish your sentence.
Is it enough of a basin that I can like dip a jar in
Yeah.
and try to collect
It's about 8 inches.
one of the swimmers?
I would say you'd be able to collect one with some effort. So while Ezekiel's moving that way, you move over to that one. Rolling Rock, you're with Bodhi, is that right? Staying
Yeah,
there?
I'm interested in this.
And what about you, Nyx? Where are you at?
It's called field work.
I am standing away from those gross critters.
Okay. And Silas, where are you kind of moving towards the center of the
I-
chamber there?
Yeah, to where I'm hearing the motion, just very cautiously, like I'm trying to find out what that noise is.
Yeah, it just seems to be right outside of your sight every time. Like it doesn't seem like it's coming from anywhere. Other people are hearing it too, mind you, but you're the one who's kind of looking and focusing on it, so it's definitely like more audible to you. That said, Ezekiel, as you make your way over to the pool, you kind of start looking into it. It definitely has a very strange nature of reflection to it. But inside you can see that the water does have like a very light flow to it. It seems that it's actually coming in from the south and kind of moving under the stone structure that you're about to step out onto and kind of moving to the north. But despite that, there are fish that are moving around inside of it. And the fish in question are kind of this white, long fish with kind of like round nodule-like heads. And they don't seem to have eyes either. They appear to be kind of floating around in this glowing water. And there also appear to be a couple of these little tadpoles, but the fish appear to be eating the maggot-like tadpoles that you saw in the basins. And as you're standing there, you also see like this strange kind of mass floating in the water, like a turd in a pool. Do you investigate that at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
You have Bardic Inspiration.
He has Bardic Inspiration?
I
Yeah,
gave
I
it
got
to
it
him
at the
earlier
start of
on.
that
when we
That was
were
more than
fighting
10
the
minutes
little-
ago.
Okay.
Fudge. Wait, what?
Nat 20.
Okay. You feel something kind of slam into your brain, kind of shake your entire kind of resolve for a second. You then kind of like see yourself for a second stunned, but you realize that that's not true. I couldn't be stunned by this. But you realize whatever the turd is floating in the water is the source of what caused that.
Look back, and since Uther's right here, I'll tell him about it.
Okay. Well, if you're kind of turning away from the pool then immediately attacks you. As something leaps out of the pool, the turd in question, and will attack at you. We're going to roll initiative. Everybody's surprised, except for the 3 creatures I'll be attacking with simultaneously.
Oh.
You're being attacked by turds? I wasn't fully listening. I'm sorry.
Oh, God, I wish roll. Why don't I look at Rolling Hook trained in Arcana? So cool.
It is pretty funny that none
We're
of
not
us
that kind of group. Come on,
All
man.
6 of us. Not an intelligence point between.
It's
Peter's
not
got the
that
collective
kind
highest
of
plus one.
game.
intelligence. It's incredible.
All right, everybody on?
I think so.
Cool. Let me switch to combat music. I use that one enough. Let's try this one. No, I used that
And
one too.
what are these things? Are these snails?
We'll discuss them as they come up.
Okay.
Yep. What like we'll just do Brink of Death. Easy. Okay. So initiative wise, we're not starting on your initiatives. The first round is kind of gonna cycle. Because they're going to be attacking first. So the actual first thing that happens is on 7. And it's 3-pronged. The turd grows legs, sprouts out of the water, and as it comes out from behind you, you're not paying attention to it. You kind of turn and look over your head, and there is a brain connected to 4 legs that are very
Oh crap.
bestial, but they were kind of hidden away until it kind of sprouted up and jumped at you from behind and lashed at you. So
Ranger.
it is going to attempt to buffer your brain again, so I need another intelligence saving throw from you. And it's also going to... Oh, I've noticed that everybody's in the wrong squares.
What?
I've been terrible man. Okay, stop grabbing them. I don't want them.
What are you talking about?
Brent goes there. Chody goes there.
Oh, in the stream?
Yeah, those two have been swapped this whole time. I didn't notice. Like,
I checked earlier. It didn't
They
even
both-
cross my mind.
They both have smiling, beautiful faces, and I just love them both, and I couldn't tell them apart. I could though, because Chody's better. No, wait, Brent's better. No, they're... Damn it, see? Look at me. I don't know what I'm doing. So anyways, attacking. Intelligence saving throw.
16 saves.
Satisfactory. The claw attacks will hit a 23 AC because they had advantage.
Yeah.
Take 4 points of slashing damage. Rolling Rock, you hear a sound as something seems to kind of be coming at you from above. You don't really see it until it hits. It kind of slams onto your back with claws.
Ooh, it's gooey.
18 to hit.
It hits me.
5 slashing damage, and then I need an saving throw from you. And then Silas, as you're kind of looking around for whatever the sound is, you're looking in one direction where the sound just was, and then out of the shadows, this thing just kind of rushes out towards you, kind of jumps into your face.
You said 5?
5, yep, and your saving throw is satisfactory. 17 to hit Silas.
Yep.
8 points of slashing damage, and I need an intelligence saving throw from you as well.
3.
All right. You take 11 points of psychic damage. What's your intelligence score?
10.
Oh shit. Maybe it's less then.
Your intelligence score is reduced to 0. You are stunned until you regain at least 1 point of intelligence.
So nothing changes.
Yeah. So basically, the best way I can kind of describe this is from a chef's point of view, it's very interesting. So you are familiar with the act of consuming. You know how, like,
yeah, I am.
hell yeah. You know how it feels to kind of like make something that is and then make it no longer. That just happened to every memory, every thought, every piece of knowledge Silas had in his head. And at this stage, the only feeling you have in your mind is being chewed. That is it for the Devourers. It goes to Uther at the top of the initiative. The surprise round has concluded. Uther is active, so he's aware what's happening. He sees the one kind of jumping onto Ezekiel's back, kind of latching at his doggy head and like grunting him with psionic attacks. There's also one on the back of Rolling Rock, and there's one that's kind of now on Silas's chest since he's fallen over.
I think first one he notices Ezekiel's. He's aiming that one.
Was that all robot for everybody else or just me?
Yes, it was.
Am I coming in bad?
Yeah. We've just been having a fun night tonight, guys.
It's been interesting.
Should I restart? I'm gonna restart Discord. No. Okay.
Good enough. Good enough.
You're better now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Ah,
The threat
I'm
of restarting
aiming
to get started.
I'm
after-
aiming at the one on Ezekiel. I feel like that's the one he'd have noticed first.
Okay.
And this is longbow. 18 to hit for 13 piercing. Do I add a D6 on the first one?
Yeah, for the marking ability, sure. But he won't have Dreadful Ambusher because the first turn of initiative.
That's first turn of first battle or
Yeah.
whatever.
You
So I
can't-
get just 2 attacks.
Yeah, you can't ambush me if I ambushed you.
Got it. And second shot, longbow, same one, 25 to hit, 11 piercing.
First shot hits, and as it does, you see the creature kind of grasp onto the back of. Oh gosh. You see
Ezekiel?
it kind of grasp on the back of Ezekiel's neck. No, I was looking at my feed. Pull to the side and kind of turn, and it's like almost trying to put Ezekiel in the way. And as Uther kind of gets the second shot and lines it, he fires it so it kind of like just sneaks past the bridge of Ezekiel's nose, hits it, knocks it off of him, flying back into the water with a.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess Uther's going to use a little bit of movement to get a better look at the 2 of these from the ceiling.
Okay. Kind of like gives Ezekiel like a nod, like "Are you okay?"
Right.
It gets acknowledgement and moves on. Silas, you are stunned. You do not become unstunned until you gain a point of intelligence. Silas, done. Boydie, you are up.
Mechanically speaking, how does that work?
That's a great question.
Okay.
He's not going to answer it. Son of a gun. He's not getting any saves at the end of his turn or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's me.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll figure it out once these things are done.
I'm sure.
I have an idea if he doesn't just like get it back by releasing it from thing.
I am going
The backup
to.
plan.
Transform into automobile.
Yes. And therefore, as bonus action on this guy over here. We good?
Now we are.
What did I do?
You keep going robot.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So you're hexing the one that's on Rolling Rock? Is that right?
He just popped out of Discord for a moment. Give him a second.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that.
We don't hear anything you're saying.
Me? You don't hear me?
No,
No,
there you are.
no,
Now I
There
do.
you go.
there you go.
We got you.
Okay.
I can't explain what's going on, fella.
It's fine.
I guess if I'm hexing, he'll have disadvantage on
The one on Rolling Rock or the one on
the one on Rolling Rock.
Okay.
I need to keep him safe, and that one's also close to me. Disadvantage on Constitution saves.
not saves. Hex doesn't mess with saves. Hex with ability checks.
Okay.
So the first attack will hit, second attack will miss.
All right. That's 6
4.
damage
Or
plus hex 9,
9. Got it.
and I'll move away from the danger.
Got it. Bodhi, done. Nix, you're up.
Okay. If I move back, would I be moving out of threat range? Like, I'm not sure where this creature stands in terms of its positioning.
Oh, you're not attached to it. No, it's definitely on the upper portion of Silas, so it's not. You're not
Okay.
threatened by it.
So we're just going to move back 1 so we can make a ranged attack, and then we're going to fire a sharp note at it.
Okay.
26 to hit for 13 slashing damage.
All right.
Actually, we'll do piercing damage if that's better. Yeah,
Kind of
that's better.
Launch the bolt through. It kind of smashes like right through it. There's this kind of puncture hole that smashes through it, and a bit of blood kind of ekes out of it. Okay.
Still standing?
Well, I mean, it's yeah.
Okay.
It's not dead. Nick's done. Rolling Rock up.
So is this thing like actually like on me, like grappling me, or is it where it is?
Yeah, for narrative purposes, it's adjacent to you. For flavor purposes, it's kind of like jumping on you.
Okay, so I can melee attack it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cast up a shillelagh, and then I'm gonna try to smash this thing.
Angrily kind of smashing the stein down as it glows with the energy of the earth. Smash
20,
into it.
23.
And as you kind of bonk it and like bring it down, like it kind of hits with that contact, instead of knocking away from the stein, you kind of guide the stein further in, so it's like smashed onto it like on the front of a car, and you push it straight down until you hear a boom, and you just see like the arms fly out to the side and this nice big smear of blood and pink on the floor.
Yeah.
Wild.
Dead?
It's dead. Did I get it?
Did I get it? Oh, I'm gonna have to clean this thing up.
No, the holy energy, or not the holy, the primal energy from Shillelagh kind of radiates it away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, Rolling Rock. Anything else?
You know what? Yeah, you know. Oh man, I'm scared. You know what? I gotta help Silas. You know, it's probably gonna try to jump on me next, but I'm gonna try to help. Gotta try to help my guy here.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it.
All right. Rolling Rock done. Ezekiel up.
Yeah. I'm going to let's move 30 feet. Let me think. I'll just take the dodge action.
Okay. All right. So on its initiative, it'll use its action to body thief. I initiate an intelligence challenge with one incapacitated creature that I'm adjacent to. Silas is incapacitated due to his intelligence being 0. So I now teleport. The creature teleports. You see, kind of press its feet against Silas's head, pushing open his head, and kind of magically, psionically going into where his brain is. So while it's there, I have total cover, I replace your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma stats with mine own.
Do I get to play a mind flare?
No, you're dead.
No, I'm just saying, like, later.
Well, you're not dead. Sorry, you're not dead yet. I'm still not. I haven't devoured you fully. I'm just writing you.
I'm a bad guy now.
I would like for you to stand up as half of your movement, and then I would like for you to make a full itinerary of melee attacks against Rolling Rock, please.
Oh shit! So we have to.
No, my
no,
friend.
sorry. Bonus action rage, then make full itinerary of attacks against Rolling Rock, please. Oh, reckless attack both times, but yeah.
Misses anyways. It's because there's still a little bit of him left in there. He wouldn't hurt his old buddy Rolling
it's
Rock.
just the rolls. That's all it is. It's nothing about not hurting people. It's just he rolls real bad all the time.
Oh, it's just what Rolling Rock believes in his heart of hearts.
So quick,
He's in there.
That brain animal can't like fit all the way in, so he doesn't have proper control of the body.
because small skull.
Such a tight squeeze.
Oh, I should have chosen a bigger brain. Oh. So it is inside of it. Like I said, it has total cover while inside of it. It can't be targeted. It can't be like, you can't see it. It is effectively inside of his body. So yeah, the only way to deal with that is to
Destroy his body. I know. Let's go.
We'll see. Intellect Devourer is done. It goes to Uther, who would kind of see what's going on, but not really understand it. Maybe Silas has just got up, kind of like just a
Yeah.
blank slate, and then and just starts swinging at Rolling Rock like a madman or mad lizard man,
Does Ether have anything for this?
shooting them with a
He has
bow.
arrows.
Oh, yeah, he has arrows.
I cast arrows towards him.
A well placed arrow
I
through the
do
ear
have that.
might
I
do
do
it.
have that incredibly rare arrow of Dragon Slayer. What is primal and primeval awareness?
It just lets you know what's around creature-wise.
Oh, okay.
I think if we drop him to 0, we can do surgery. Do a little brain extract. Do a little
I
brain
mean, I've got
extraction.
an idea for Bodhi. I guess. Can I stun him? Is that a thing? Entangle. I'm gonna cast Entangle.
Entangle has a range or a radius, so it'll kind of get him and others.
Damn it.
And there's really no
Jeremy,
way
what
I
are
can.
these? What is this spell list?
There's no way I would be able to say you could entangle just Silas and
Right.
not Rolling Rock as well.
Attack before the spell ends with a mass thorny vines appears the planet. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw.
Yeah, he's probably going to succeed on that, a strength saving throw.
Yeah, we're just gonna non-lethal shoot him, I guess. Is Jeremy's answer. So
Okay.
pew pew.
Miss, or sorry, you have advantage, so hit and hit.
Oh, do I have advantage?
You reckless.
Reckless attack.
Oh,
So
no.
you take 3 and 6, Chody.
We're gonna get you out of this, buddy. Don't you worry.
Silas, yeah, I already chose to make you go on my turn, so your turn's over. Bodhi,
Okay. I'm gonna talk him out of it. Yeah. I have no idea if this will work or not, but rules is written, I feel like it ought to. I'm gonna vortex warp my guy and hope the brain stays where it is. So, oh wait, he can resist it though. Yeah, we're still gonna try it. Vortex warp.
okay, so Silas doesn't want to move, so go ahead and make a save.
What kind?
It will be Constitution saving throw.
16.
Damn it.
Okay.
Wait. Don't I have?
Yeah, if it's a physical saving throw, you have to make the saving throw, Silas. If it's a non-physical, I'll be making it. If it's mental based.
Man, I picked the worst man of magics. I'm gonna get you out of this.
Okay.
Like, just to confirm, we can't actually. This is gone. It's inside of him, right? Like this little guy.
We can't target it.
Yeah, like it's inside of him.
Yes.
Okay.
Bodhi's done. Nix is up.
I'm gonna experiment here. We're gonna try Dissonant Whispers.
That's for me.
Hmm.
Got a 17.
Oh.
Fudge. I should have done a thing. Didn't do a thing. Okay. All right. Next
We
time.
take half.
Take half. Okay.
I
So
believe.
what happens?
Hold on.
Like okay, I just want to know what we see when
No,
Silas takes the psychic damage.
we do take half, yeah. So roll the damage.
It's in the save roll.
Oh, sorry. So it's
Oh, I see.
11.
Okay,
Half.
so we take half, we take 5. Okay, so Silas takes 5. You are not resistant to psychic, so
Why is it Silas? See, it was targeting the thing. This is one creature of your
can't-
choice.
So yeah, I just
It's
wanted to
within
know-
range. It's who can hear him. He's not in. He can still hear it.
double checking something here. Hold on. If it wins the contest, the Intellect Devourer magically consumes the target's brain, teleports into the skull, and takes control of the body. While there, the Intellect Devourer has total cover against attacks and other effects originating outside its host. The Intellect Devourer retains its intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores, as well as its understanding of deep speech, its telepathy, and its traits. It otherwise adopts the target's statistics. I am no longer an Intellect Devourer. I am a Intellect Devourer riding Silas. The creature
Okay.
that exists now is Silas.
Got it.
Oh, he's a Gundam. We gotta.
Oh, it's
Got it.
not two separate creatures anymore.
Yeah.
No.
The
So
problem
Vortex Warp wouldn't have worked.
The problem that stands right now, and again, it's not something you're aware of, and I was trying to keep it vague so we didn't have to get into the nuance of it, but yeah. The Vortex Warp would have moved him, but it wouldn't have moved him away from the creature.
Right.
What I will say is that, Chody, on your side, the Dance Eternal is actually in effect. You died. You are a dead person. But the problem is your body's not dead, so the dance is not begun in earnest until the body is dead. So,
Oh, we have to kill him to save him.
but you don't know that.
I know.
But you might be able to figure it out. Nyx, a miss on the Dissonant Whispers. Rolling Rock, you're up.
I'm just gonna try to hit him across the head really hard. Because I think it's easier to figure this out if he's not swinging a giant sword at me. I'm gonna enchant Totem, and I'm gonna try to hit him with it. 23 to hit.
Out.
Or 20, so half would be
10.
10.
Okay. And then Ezekiel.
Yeah. And to move up here.
Too many
Try to give
zeros.
him another target as well.
Too many zeros, Jody.
I fixed it.
Okay.
And I guess I'm going to swing on him as well. 24 to hit.
Yep.
Another 24 to hit.
Yep. So 4 and 4 is 8. 8 more damage, Jody. And then on our initiative, murder Rolling Rock. Please murder Rolling Rock. And I would like to use your bonus action to Hungry Jaws him.
Shit.
So the Hungry Jaws, the second one hits me, and then the Hungry Jaws hits.
Okay, cool. So you'll take 11 damage from the first, or from the hit, and then 10 damage from the Hungry Jaws. And how much hit points do we get back, Jody?
The half of what you bit.
So we got a total of 5 back, baby.
So how much damage total?
10 and 11 is 21.
All right. Ouch.
Those are also temporary hit points. Those aren't real hit points, if that matters.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll save us from dying here and immediately in the next hit we get, which will probably be Uther shooting us down. And again, a quick
Yeah,
note
I'm just gonna-
on non-lethal. You don't have to declare it's non-lethal until the last stroke is done. And I'll kind of, if you're insinuating that or if I think it's something, I'll kind of say, do you want to kill them or not? Okay, so speaking of which, Uther, you're up.
Wait,
Miss and miss.
wow. You
But-
said what the fuck?
Silas, on your initiative, which is our initiative, no longer exists. Bodhi, you're up.
Bodhi. I wasn't ready for this all.
Heal Silas.
Yeah, this wasn't the dance. This wasn't the move. Oh, hey, Mind Sliver.
Okay.
Gonna have high int because of the thing.
Nope.
He's not so tough.
We have 5 temporary hit points, so those are all gone. All right.
And also, he has disadvantage on intelligence.
Intelligence saving throw.
Disadvantage on something. I'm sorry.
1d4 on
One
the next
d4
saving throw.
from next saving throw.
Yep. So Bodhi, done. Nyx, you're up. Combo.
Excellent. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start off with this.
hmm
That's what I should have done the first time. So I'm gonna use the inspiration on that, and then we're gonna do the Dissonant Whispers. And
So,
we're gonna
roll it.
pop it at.
Roll a d4 and then roll the unsettling dice as well. And then because it's an intelligence, or
Roll
sorry,
a d4.
Yep.
And then roll the what?
d6 for unsettling, or d8 for unsettling. Okay, so 6 subtracted from what I roll here. DC on your saving throws is
16 wisdom.
So I got an 11 total with the penalty, so
Beautiful.
that'll work.
24
More
psychic
than enough
damage.
psychic damage to kill us both. The second that it happens, Silas's head erupts open, and you see the clawed feet of the devourer kind of pull out of the top of his head and start scrambling out of Silas's body. You also see Silas's ghost also scrambling out of the body. That's almost like he was rested, or kind of resting conflict against the body with the thing inside.
Sorry, Chris.
Dance
So
Eternal.
sad.
Silas Ghost.
Oh, he's dead. He didn't get any saving throws beyond the.
I ate his whole brain, yeah.
Yeah.
His intelligence was really low, and I rolled really good on the 3d6 to overlap him. So when I hit you with the stunning thing, I also roll 3d6, and if that number is higher than the target's intelligence, the intelligence sets to 0. You're stunned and capped, and then I can eat your brain and ride you like a pony. But yeah.
I thought if a ability score dropped to 0, you died anyway.
No, it says specifically in this instance they're just stunned, not dead. Con is the main one that kills you outright. Strength just means you can't move, like you can't take precedent. There's no actions you can do. Same's true with dexterity. I think intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, any one of those hitting 0 means you're vegetableized. Effectively. It's comatose state kind of situation. But yeah, Chody, you should have your spirit character sheet. If you want to pop that bad boy open, you will be using it moving forward, and you will be on the same initiative that you were on in life. So you can act with that agency. And I don't know if you got yourself to the correct level. What level are you as Silas the Live?
I did level 6.
6.
Oh, okay.
The soul is
Not
4,
level.
it looks like.
It should be
14,000.
it should be 6 if you just leveled, but it'll be at the low end of 6. So let's double check.
14,000 is the beginning.
Yeah. So whatever experience you had as Silas that was over 14,000, it's gone, and you're now at 14,000. All right. Nyx just went Rolling Rock. You're up. You see the creature come out of Silas's head.
Oh, it's still alive?
Yeah.
Kill it!
Smash! And chant totem again, because I'm not taking. I want to take no chance. 20 to hit.
Smash. The same thing as it's like scrambling out of Silas. You kind of rush forward and wait for it to clear his head, and then just flat.
Oh my! How dare you do that to my friend's head?
And okay. I don't think we have much in the way of combats here on after, so I'm gonna clear the board here. Stop the music from being epic. Move to a bit more of a somber tone. And that said, you folks have a dead Silas's corpse and a ghostly Silas. I believe this is the second person who's been cleared of their corpse or of their body.
Just gonna be very transparent, guys. I'm a bad cleric.
Just like Silas.
Did not prepare Revivify, so we're gonna have to find a.
He's like, ghost, you get it? I'm gonna be very transparent. It's a good joke, you guys. Come on. Damn it, I did a good job on that one. I'm sorry, I'm really happy with my joke.
I'll collect Silas's weapons and things.
Okay.
So
And-
I just float around as a ghost, right?
Yeah, well, there's things that you can do, and I'm going to cover that real quick with you since this is the first time you've been in it. So, and again, good learning experience for everybody else, so pay attention. Silas is poltergeist is a poltergeist. What that means is he can kind of manipulate certain elements in the real world and functionally act as if he were kind of about. So, for all intents and purposes, as a ghost, you have no physical body. You don't really do anything. However, you can still use your racial traits, such as Hungry Jaws and your bite attack. You're creating kind of a
So-
spectral bite with your incorporeal form. You also have the ability to spirit bind to any one item, like a weapon, and while you're spirit bound to it, with the poltergeist function, you can actually use it as an implement of anger. You gain proficiency with 3 weapons of your choice, so those would be greatsword probably, and at early levels you probably would have chosen like whatever 3 weapons you would have chosen as a poltergeist. They would have been the stuff that you focus on as your kind of martial focus. But greatsword is definitely one. You started with a greatsword, that makes sense. While you're proficient with a greatsword, you can use the greatsword using the haunt action. You should have an attack action with the greatsword, which means that you can be a floating greatsword that slashes people. You're not as good as you were with it, but yeah. You can also throw the greatsword, and because it's spirit bound to you, you can kind of move to it, and it'll do damage against them.
So just it's probably good that we know what item did you like spirit or did Silas spirit bind to as like a ghost? Because he can
Greatsword.
It would
his personal greatsword. That's like what he's bound to.
Yeah, the one he's been using the most.
Okay, then like not the wave cut or anything like
Wave
his.
cutter's broken.
Yeah,
Wave
the
cutter's
first one.
good.
Okay,
He can rebind. He doesn't have to have one specific one that he's bound to. Like,
Okay, gotcha. So he could rebind to his giant slayer.
yeah,
Great
which I
point.
assume happened when he kind of started utilizing it.
Okay.
yes.
That's more than fair. But yeah, you just use the character sheet on the left side, or on that side there, and bear with me here. I just popped this thing open a second ago. Why is it gone? I guess I'll just open it again. Why is this happening? So, as a poltergeist, the features that you have as a 6th level character: spirit binding, we discussed; phantom calling, which is poltergeist; ghostly form, which we've discussed, you're a ghost; possession, you can jump into people and ride them, like a ghost does. You can ride your friends, but you don't really control them. You can just kind of enter their body and not have to walk or slowly follow after them. And you can also kind of share perspectives with them in their brain. At 3rd level, you can consume enchantments, which means that you can kind of devour an enchantment on an item and then kind of imbue it to things that you utilize. Pervade the Fallen means that if there's a corpse present, you can jump into it and ride it. Unseen Passenger is similar to what I discussed. You can jump into a body, but if you're jumping into a friend, it means that like you're untargetable. You're basically non-existent. And then for Poltergeist at 6th level, you get what is the 6th level? Spectral Warrior. When you reach 6th level, you can will nearby gear to surround your spectral body. As a bonus action, select any pieces of wearable equipment within 30 feet that aren't being worn by a creature. The equipment is drawn into the air and assembles around you, bestowing you with any armor class bonuses, benefits, and detriments granted by wearing the equipment. So you can literally, as a poltergeist, just everything that was on your body, just cling it to your ghost form. Now that you're 6th level.
I didn't wear armor.
That's fine. I'm just talking about like the shit you were carrying. You can just it onto you.
My pan is floating.
Yeah, and what's fun about that too is like you can just go, I don't want to be wearing it anymore, and drop it. The other benefit to this is as a ghost, you are not a barbarian, so you don't gain the same benefits you would. So if you wanted to be carrying an extra set of armor, so when you died, you can just clink and like slam on armor, you could. But again, I would say,
like that. That's cool.
Yeah, just work through. I would say, like, because you'll probably be a ghost through next session, Chody. Work through that handout, the homebrew Lingering Soul. It's Matt Mercer's class, retooled for my funness, but it's still mechanically the same as Matt's. Just read through it, read through Poltergeist, and kind of get an idea there. But we'll kind of, in this next 10 minutes, kind of work through what we're doing next. I don't think there's a chance of you running into a fight right away. I hope not, anyway. But in the immediate aftermath, what's everyone doing? Obviously, the ghost is kind of reacclimating itself to a spectral, tangible form.
Playing a little
shit.
dirge for Silas.
I guess I'd immediately check the lodestar just on the off chance that there's a well.
There does appear to be a well within this area.
Well, there we go. I think that's good and bad.
Do we want to recover anything from Silas's body, or is he able to take it all?
Everything. He can just reglom his shit onto him. It's just his naked lizard body that lays on the ground with its head basically broken up like an orange.
Silas, as a ghost, able to still like perform downtime activities? Like, could he still cook for us and stuff?
I would say because of his
It's
nature.
a rude question.
I would say because of his nature as a poltergeist, yes, it does seem like he is able to manipulate physical objects, unlike other people are.
Okay, no, it isn't. The reason I ask because some of the food he makes is magical, and because these things are like these saving throws seem to be pretty important to like not be stunned and possessed and have your head exploded. Like if we do end up taking, because can he cook during a short rest or does it have to be a long rest?
Short rests are when cooking typically happens. Yeah.
So I have a dwarven recipe. I bought the ingredients when we first set out. That gives us like, not advantage, but like bonuses to saving throws against like spells and shit. So if we're gonna like push more forward into this,
Was this the
phase,
bluff?
Blotha stew?
Yep.
So I just think that might be a good meal to have, like if for the next short rest, since these things are pretty this gnarly.
Yep. So Blotha soup is a dwarvish dish of rich bacon, hearty potatoes, and celery. It's imbued with a bit of magic dust to bring out the flavors. If consumed during the course of a short rest or long rest, you gain a +1 bonus to AC when targeted by a spell attack, and +1 to saving throws made against spells for 24 hours. So if he made a dish of Blotha soup, which is going to be one course of it, it'll feed 6. So you should be able to. Well, it only needs to feed 5. Ghosts cannot benefit from consumption of material. Sorry. Obviously, that should come as a given. I hope everybody agrees that it's not too far-fetched an idea that the ghost can't benefit from food. I don't hear anybody saying, yeah, that's right, sure. You're all saying we should get the food benefit. Why can't a ghost eat? Oh my god, he's like Slimer.
Like how? What if he possesses the fire and then he's like Calcifer, and then we can feed him the stew?
I think me just saying he's like Slimer and Chody's wide eyes mean I have to allow it
Yeah,
for him.
For real.
I'm gonna allow him to eat food as a ghost. No one else, but I will allow him to consume food as a ghost
That's right.
for now.
We don't need to take a short rest now. If you guys are okay, I can just heal myself. But just something to keep in mind.
Do you want to take a short rest?
I'm okay without.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one who took some damage, and I can just heal myself.
I'll give you.
damage, but it's not
I'll
too
throw a
bad.
little healing on you too.
Well, it just grants the benefit of the Blotha. He'll be able to cook it in 10 or so minutes, and then you'll be able to consume it during the short rest, which will give you the benefit.
The benefit lasts like
24
a day.
hours.
24 hours.
Yep, and you can't stack them. Just a quick note: you never can gain the same benefit from the same named source.
Okay, I don't think we're going to be here longer than a day. So yeah, do you guys just want to do that and just have to get the bonus?
Yeah, that works good for me. I could spend 1 hit dice during that too.
Okay, so
Okay, so we are short resting.
yeah, it seems so. So you set up a small campfire.
Okay, so I'm not cure wounds.
Right, you should definitely use hit dice instead.
Whoops.
Keep in mind, during the long rest, you did not regain all of your hit dice back from the day before. You only gained half of your hit dice back from the day before. So whatever you had spent yesterday, you should only gain, if you're 5th or 6th level, 3 hit dice back. If you're 5th level, 2 hit dice back.
Only needed one, even though I
Yeah.
rolled a 1.
Song of Rest's an extra D6.
As long
right?
as you're spending at least one hit dice, yeah.
Right.
And then field
med-
medicine plus 2 if you're proficient in tools. I forget the tools.
I have a healer's kit.
That's right.
Never leave home without it.
Okay. Great. So you you watch as the ghost version of the your friend Silas with a small tiny fire starts working over it with a stew pot and just kind of moving through the motions. Sometimes asking for some assistance because his poltergeist nature is a bit less tangible than kind of grasping things. So he needs some help with like certain redundant activities like stirring and whatnot. But through it all, he makes the soup perfectly. Consume the recipe ingredients off of your sheet rolling rock, and you all kind of take part in drinking the Blalatha as Silas kind of the ghost form. After everyone's taken their portions, the remnants of the pot are just kind of into his form. And for Silas, this is the first time you've consumed as a ghost, and it's strangely more pleasurable than consuming in a tangible body, but it's also at the same time less pleasurable. And the best way I can describe that is it's more soul fulfilling, but there's no feeling of like your gut being filled and like kind of that warm kind of feeling across your body. It's more just like a like a good feeling that just emanates instead of like a hearty kind of corporeal feeling, if that makes any sense.
Nope, but okay.
Let's say it does. As a treat. Okay. Cool. There's a staircase that leads up to a passageway that leads out of this map to the east, and there does appear to be more to the south. There are a number of those small little basins, the cloverleaf basins, with the strange material in them. And to be sure, you have one of the rock tubes, you have one of the pink larvae, and you have one of the smallest white larvae, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great.
We also have this area back here we didn't explore yet.
There's also north, yeah.
I'm just gonna call them calcified larva, pink larva, and I don't know, brine shrimp.
Yeah, brine shrimp's fine. I don't know what that means.
Hope you do.
Patron Silver.
I guess
Gold.
with it only having 4 minutes left, I just want to make sure you're not intending on going this way, you're intending on exploring the area more. Is that accurate?
I would like to, but if the party wants to go forward, we can.
Sure.
Okay.
Is the lodestone pointing us in a specific
Lodestone doesn't
direction?
point you in a specific direction, it just warns you that one is nearby.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, it's probably good to explore the area so we don't miss the thing, miss the well.
Okay. And that's good with you too, Andy, right?
Sure. I
Okay.
was just writing a poem.
Pink larva's dead.
About Silas.
It's in the chat.
John, the pink larva was dead.
There once was a barbarian named Silas who cooked up meals tasty enough to beguile us, but his brain got flayed and his body we beat until it did fade, and we cried at his ghostly silence.
That's moving. That's good.
Yeah. So you're sorry, what were you saying, Zach?
The pink larva's dead.
Yes.
The calcified larva still had some movement to it, or is it also practically dead?
In the course of the 10 or so minutes that you've been wondering about, it's dead. The one inside of the bottle with the liquid in it, that one's fine.
Okay. Anything else noteworthy about these little pools?
No, again, it's about 2.5 feet off of the ground. Cloverleaf pattern in the center that's about 8 inches deep, filled with the glowing water, and about 4 or 5, maybe 6 of these little brine shrimp inside. These sea monkeys.
And I guess I wouldn't really know. Is the assumption that these are all basically different stages of the same metamorphosis?
You can make an Arcana
creature.
check if you'd like.
Always damn Arcana.
Sorry. It's magic related.
11.
I mean, if that's your kind of working hypothesis, it's a fair one, but you're not sure if it's correct. They definitely have similarities. Looking at the
Trying
one
to,
inside of the jar with a bit of magnification from the jar, you can see that there's like a forward end of it and like a tail end of it, and the forward end appears to have kind of like a four noduled like bulb like bit.
I also don't know anything. I tried. I rolled really good on Arcana earlier, so I was like, maybe I get a good hot roll going.
I'm gonna firebolt the basin.
Okay, yeah. The
I'm mad at these.
strange happenstance of it is it ignites and burns
Oh,
very, very, very quickly, and after a short fashion, after burning, the glowing nature of it, it's no longer glowing. Seems like the firebolt ignited whatever was causing it to glow blue, and it kind of burned on the top. Have you ever had like a drink lit on fire, similar to that? And then like after a bit of runoff, it's just now just water with 4 or 5 floating dead things in it.
I might do that again.
Yeah, if you want to take them all out,
If
that's fine.
anybody's, I really want to nip this in the bud. If that's cool with you guys. This whole farm.
Okay. Well, that's perfectly fine. If you go through and like backtrack during the short rest and kind of like it's not a real huge activity to kind of just light things on
Sure.
fire.
There's like 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, as long as you're not advancing anywhere, we're okay.
I'll take out the 7 that we've seen so far.
Perfect. That said, go ahead and close it out there. Thanks for watching those that did. We'll see you next week. Same time, I believe. Oh wait, next weekend we'll keep you posted. Keep an eye on the scheduling. We'll see. Thanks for watching those that did, and we'll see you then.